commentary with all the pics and images, include the sources listed, and credit the publisher or current claimant. The post-World War II U.S. car market was decidedly a seller's market, where car dealers could sell practically any car the U.S. auto industry could build. However, production was considerably hampered by persistent nationwide shortages of materials and goods, specifically sheet steel, needed for larger consumer products like automobiles, as well as refrigerators. Also scarce, of course, were small appliances and certain other items. The 1946 to 48 General Motors Chevrolet was conservative in styling and engineering, but had earned a reputation as the value leader in the low-price field. The Stove Bolt 6 engine, dating back to 1937, was still not a performance engine, but provided dependable service, as in right to tight, left to loose. Chevrolet was positioned for maximum penetration of the market. Ford Motor Company felt that a balance of power could be imposed on the industry, and that this could be accomplished through emphasis of the low-price segment. In the immediate post-war period, GM's market share was more than twice that of Ford. Chrysler's also exceeded Ford's. Nonetheless, Ford launched an intensive effort to achieve parity with Chevrolet. The emphasis in selling their cars was on style, on selling the car as a status symbol, and styling became more elaborate throughout the 50s. Ford was one of the first manufacturers to employ chrome sculpturally in styling in its 1952 models, for example. Ford stressed styling and power in its model development and comfort and prestige in its marketing. Company execs reasoned that General Motors could not introduce a Chevrolet product line until the 1949 model year. And so, despite the enormity of the managerial changes occurring in the Ford company during the immediate post-war years, it strived to beat Chevrolet by 1 year in introducing an entirely new car. It did not succeed at this calendar mark, but the 1949 Ford, with its clean integration of fenders into the door panels, and its improvements in axles and suspension, eliminating the outmoded transverse wide springs, launched Ford toward its eventual 1954 catch-up with low-price segment sales leader Chevrolet. As a result, by 1954, Chevrolet and Ford combined accounted for more than 50% of the total U.S. market low-price segment. Ford continually attempted to maintain a power advantage over General Motors before GM introduced its 265 overhead valve V8 series in 1955. In 1954, Ford produced the first overhead valve V8 in the low-price market, the Y-block Ford 239, rated at 130 horsepower at 4,200 RPM. Buyers had several choices to consider in the 1954 models, with 3 distinct lines: the main line basic, custom line intermediate, and top Crestline trim line. All power equipment, including power steering and brakes, power windows, and 4-way power seats, was offered for the first time in 1954.